All right, how's it going, everyone? Hopefully, you had a good weekend. You spent time with your friends or family or doing what makes you happy. Bitcoin allowed us all to not have to check our phones or computers every 5 seconds because of volatility. Um, Luckily, it's been a really good weekend. The Chiefs won. Uh, it's just been a good weekend overall. The weather's beautiful, and hopefully yours is as good as mine or better. But now it's time to prepare mentally and physically. The back launch is, well, today's pretty much over, so there's about 7 days now till it launches. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a quick overview. I already took my melatonin and I made about a 25-minute video and realized when I went to click off of it, I seriously didn't have the mic plugged in on my side over here. I was like, are you serious? So this is my second go. But I got to hurry because I can already feel the melatonin kicking in. So we're gonna have our morning stream early tomorrow. Uh, we're gonna get a lot of live trading in. The nights are gonna have a lot of material this week. But there's gonna be a lot of live streams. We're gonna go through all the live trading. There's just gonna be a lot of stuff done this week. The slate is clean. And honestly, I have some motivation. Not really motivation per se, but I guess I'm gonna be taking a trip to Florida here. In the next month or so. So I got to get my hands dirty and knock some trades out the next month or two. So we're going to go over Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS was one requested. We'll look at Tron. We'll look at the SPY market, and we'll look at the safe havens, gold and silver. So starting out, Bitcoin's going to be pretty easy. If you watch the morning static video I did today, really nothing has changed. Uh, I mean, the price has just been really stagnant. What I'm watching for right here, though, is here on the daily, we are forming. Now, I don't want to call this over, but we could be forming a lower high here on the daily. And if you look at your chart, where are we at, chat? I guess we don't have a chat here, but we're right at this descending line. If we click out of this, you'll see we are creeping ever so close to it. So maybe we eke out, we get a little bit more up here, and then we hit it and then fall. We'll see. The way I'm thinking is it would be a good idea to finally break this line. But for me, if we can break 12,400, I believe we will make new highs for the year. That's kind of the hypothesis that I've had. I called this descending line months back, and with the futures launch, which this is the backed futures, this is the date. It's the 23rd. It's going to be a very busy next 7 to 10 2 weeks really. So we're going to be here for it. We're going to get our hands dirty. We're going to get a lot of trading in. So just be prepared. My slate is clean. So we're going to be watching this lower high here on the daily. If we look to the 4-hour, you kind of see here we're building. Not much though. We're still building on the 1-hour. Yeah, so the bulls are trying to pull something off. We're having we're having a slight, price increase here, but nothing too substantial. So looking at Bitcoin here, you have short-term support at about 10,250, 10,200, just like this morning. And remember, if we zoom out, you have this is your major support box, but remember, I put emphasis on the top and I put emphasis on the bottom. And if you ever see a dark solid line, that's another line of emphasis. So 10,050, about 9,920, 9,900. And then you have your 9,750, 9,800 range right here at the very bottom. Nothing's changed, guys. And if you're looking for resistance, you're going to have a little bit of resistance here at about 10,450. If I draw a line here, we'll take our horizontal tool, see if we can find any consistent touch points with it, and you can. That's right there. Let's get this red. And boom, you can see it, 10,450. Now, what about after that? This is our major resistance line. There's tons of touch points in it, and it just so happens, as we talked about, the more time we consolidate, the lower our potential high is going to be if we follow this descending line. Well, now it's kind of coming to fruition. Days back, if we went straight up, we could have gone to, 10.9. Well, now, we're kind of at this 10.7 range. Even if we had a bullish engulfing candle, 10.7, 10,750 is really the highest we'd get. The more time we sit here, like I said, our potential high, if we follow this trend, will be lower. So you have your 10,450, and then this is your resistance box from about 10,500 for your bottom, and then your top here at about 10,600. If we can break 10,600, I think we'll be pretty bullish. I'd really like to see if we could break above this purple line. Since 10.6 is so close to here, I would like to see us not only break this box, but just pierce this. I mean, even if we could just go up through here, pierce it, come back down, test it. Oh yeah, this could be right in here is where I would be looking to enter. Somewhere at like 10,650. I would feel really good about that. And I would be targeting, about 9,850 to 11,000 range, our prior touch points over here. So, that's Bitcoin. Short-term support, 10,250 to 10,200. And then you have your major support box, 10,050, your 9,900. This is that solid line. And then, thing we've been talking about for a while now, 9,750, 9,800, with your major resistance here at 9,000. Wow. Did I say 9,000s? I'm so sorry, guys. 10,250 to 10,200. Can tell the melatonin's kicking in. Your top box, which is at 10,050, your 9,900, and then your 9,750, 9,800. Just wanted to make sure I got that right. I apologize. The melatonin is kicking in. With your major resistance here, your short term at 9,450, and then your 9,000, 10,005, 10,006. I got to get this video out, guys. I'm going to pass out. All right, so let's get back to our. Actually, do I have it over here? Nope, nope, nope. I don't. Computer's tripping out. Nothing's changed over here, guys. Bybit. There you go. There you go. Couple bangs and she'll be good. All right. Good old Ethereum here. Did it not save it? Okay, I was about to say, I just did all these before we went live. Okay, so Ethereum here. As we talked earlier this week, if you could break this I'm sorry, why am I in the 9,000s? If we could break this, would it be $185 mark? I thought we were really going to have another push. We're broken above our more short-term resistance line, which was 185, and then we just broke above 195. We were talking about it when it was in the 70s, like 170. Ethereum looked like, it was ready to bang. It was really ready to pump, and that's what she did. I solely remember talking about this. We were watching this possible, it's not a perfect trigger wave, but you have a lower level of momentum, of bearish momentum, and your money flow is very thick in the red here on the daily. If we look here on the 4-hour, just beautiful. You can see here you have two lower highs, and then you came back another momentum, you made another. Look at this even on the flip side of this. You showed three lower highs. Look how low the momentum was on this. Boom, back to the upside. Ethereum was really looking good, and I'm glad it came out. We were talking about it. I was like, man, I think I might switch to ETH. Fortunately, I didn't. I say fortunately, I didn't. I took this weekend off because I just knew how busy we were going to be. But nonetheless, Ethereum has major support here at $180, and then our bottom line here at 170. I know this just because it's been our trading range. I can also put a horizontal line because there is major support here at about 175. I am 100% sure with that. So you have you have your major support from 180 to 170. You have your short-term support inside there at about 175. Now closer to the price action. Let's get this up here. I would like to see two things, okay? One, I want to see 185 hold, and we literally just broke it. It would not be the worst thing if we went and tested $190, came back down, tested it, and then went back up. Why? Well, 185 and 190 were your more short-term resistances that we just had trouble breaking. 185, I know this just because it's on the other exchange. 185 it was our support for the longest time. We broke below it, and we have now finally just poked our head out, and we're getting fresh air. So 185 and 190, I would really, really like to see hold on Ethereum from a bullish standpoint. You're kind of butting up against resistance right now at 195. Now, granted, you are over it. Your current price is 195.40. But I'd like to see this. Let's see. There's still there's about 51 minutes left on this 4 hours. So let's see it. But I'd really like to see if we can hold above 190. So you're sitting at 195, your short-term resistance. If I put on my lines here, you can actually see it. This would need to be red. You can see all the touch points across. Now let's say we do break above 195. Where am I looking at? Well, this box I can tell you with certainty is going to be very, very, very tough to break. It's going to be from 200 to 205. So for me, if you did not buy here when we were talking about it in the 170s, I know from a price perspective, you're going to be like, oh, well, I'm missing out on gains. I would honestly wait for us to break over $205 and close a 4 hour above it, and then like maybe come back and see if we can test it as support. So maybe come back here. Wow, my mouse really murdered that, but you get the point. We break above it, we come back, test it, and then move our way up. I think that is going to be by far if you've missed out, that's by far the less risky play. So, but that's really my target here. Let's hold 195 and break. We've already broke it, but let's hold it. And then we have our major resistance test at 200 to 205. Now what happens? We break that. What am I looking at? Next area will be about 215 and then 225. And remember our old trade setup from like months back? 235, guys. Remember, we break over 235. You're going to have a little bit of resistance at 250, but I'm fully expecting a test of about 260 to 265. Didn't play out last time. We never broke above 235 and held. So we'll see. But for now, let's worry about 195 and then breaking 205. Then we'll start talking about maybe filling in that gap again. So, and but back to support. Let's see if 190 and 185 hold for Ethereum. All right, so this is a requested one. I know there's been some people talking about EOS, so let's go take a look at it. I don't know if it's fair if I should do it against Bitcoin or... Alright, so EOS right now, you're pretty much butting up against 4,000 Satoshis. 4,000 Satoshis is your resistance. If you break above 4,000, I will be looking at, roughly about 4,100 and then 4,200. You can see this areas of consolidation that we had over here where it acted as support and then resistance. But if you can break that, if you can break 4,200, I'm fully expecting us to go back and test, honestly, the 4,800 to 5,000 Satoshi area. Let's get our rectangle tool out. We'll bring this here all the way back to here. If you're looking for support, you're going to be looking at about 3,900 and about 3,650. And remember, you have 4,000 Satoshi resistance, about 4,100, and then 4,200. And if you break 4,200, like I said, you're going to have a little bit of trouble at about 4,750, but I'm fully expecting a 48 to about a 5,000 Satoshi test. So EOS could get the bot coin could be actually pushed up. Who knows? I'm in the dApp space, and EOS is primarily ran by computers. I don't think real people actually even play their dApps. Even though the weird thing about that is their dApps are beautiful. they're really well designed. It's just like, for some reason, it's just computers that play them. So here's Tron. You've made a temporary bottom here at about 135. You're in price discovery mode, so there's really no, if we go back down here, there's no way to say, oh, well, we're going to bounce off 135. You have three touch points here. So that's really the next area I can talk about when it comes to support. With the next one being here at about 142. If you're looking for like your more touch points for a support box, I'll be looking at about, you're showing here about 147. And so really this 147 to 150 Satoshi area is the one I'd be looking for support. If you break this, once again, I'll be expecting to test this down here. If you break 147, I really think you're going to test the 140 to 142 range with, honestly, your final hope at 135. But what about resistances? Let's say we pop to the upside. What could we see? Well, first, I think we'll try to test 155. And then you have, it's going to be really tricky with Tron because it had a lot of areas of consolidation, fall, consolidate, fall. It was just making red candle, bear flag, down. It's just like there was really, I mean, look at this. It's just that it gets worse if I scroll down. So these are a little bit more tricky. So looking at resistance, you have 155. Really this 158, 160 range with your more major resistance box is from like 165 to 160. But man, even if you break that, there's just so much resistance on XRP because there's on it from a consolidation standpoint. I mean, this chart is just, I could clutter it with lines because there's just consistent touch points all over it. It really, I hate having charts like this, but so for me, really, if you can break above 180 Satoshis, I mean, maybe it's just Tron's really difficult, guys. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I play it. I only trade Tron sometimes because I do participate in, there's a sports betting site that every Sunday I'll bet on the Chiefs games or NBA games. It's TronBet Wink org. It's Wink for some reason. It's a retarded name. But um Tron by far from a standpoint of like support and resistances, there's so much resistance sitting on, you know, Tron right now. If you can break though, if you can break this 220 Satoshi area though, Tron could have a nice gap to 270. This is where the downtrend really took off. So you break above 220 Satoshis. I'm telling you guys, you will probably have a nice gap up at least if you break this 220, you're going to at least test 250, but I'm really eyeing uh give me my brush back. I'm really going to be eyeing this right here, this line. So, just to sum this up real quick, your last hope's at 135. You have short-term support at 142. Your support box is really from 147 to 150. Your short-term resistance is 155. 160, and then you have your actual more thicker box from 160 to 165. But there's a lot of resistance between 160 and 182. I don't really want to fill this whole box red, but guys, anywhere from 160 to 182, you're really going to be in a prime area to reject back to the downside. But I mean, if you break 195 Satoshis, I think this would be a bit of a safer play. If you get above 195, maybe ride it to 220, see if we fail, take your profit. But if you see us kind of breaking above it, then once again, this 250, 270 trade setup could play out. So Tron just has so much darn resistance, so it's just a little tricky here. So we're going to look at the S&P 500, the SPY index. Now, why am I looking at stocks? Well, one, this is where I came from, and I learned everything I know about trading came from the stock market. I learned most of the psychological aspect in cryptocurrency. So why am I talking about this? Well, Fun Strat, the guy named like Tommy something, I can't think of his name right now. He actually is predicting. I don't put too much into what these analysts say because usually when they're bullish on something, it's already over. Because they're trying to get dumb money to come in so the bigger guys can exit their positions, so they create FOMO, especially in the stock market. Um, but nonetheless, he's predicting the stock market to go up and Bitcoin's going to follow it, similar to 2017. Well, here's another thing, guys. Have you noticed the trend with the stock market lately that we've really been having a nice run up in the safe havens, which we're about to get to? They've really been tumbling. Well, guys, if SPY can break above really about $303, it's going to go parabolic. Seriously, this SPY right now, you want to talk, granted, from a Bitcoin standpoint, these gains aren't nothing, right? But look at this. Seriously, look at this chart. I know a lot of people in crypto that could give two hoots about the stock market, but I'm telling you, if you really are new to technical analysis, go to TD Ameritrade. They have it's a Thinkorswim app, and you can actually paper trade and learn and set up positions. You're not risking anything, but when you paper trade, you want to pretend it's real money, because I know people that are great at paper trading. The moment they get into actual trading, they just lose because there's no psychological aspect to paper. Well, it's fake. Who cares if I'm wrong? Well, if you use that mentality when you're paper trading, you're going to fail. I promise. So, so nonetheless, the stock market right now, absolutely on fire. Um, and there's a lot of stocks that are currently not close to their all-time highs that will help push SPY up even higher. So I believe SPY, if you break above 303, it's probably going to have a nice little takeoff. We're at $301 now and 10 cents. So, um, you know, right now, this bottom line here at about 299, 300 will be your next support, because this is the bottom of this resistance box. We're obviously over it. We're fighting resistance now at about $301.50. And then, of course, our top at like 302.50. You can see this wick, and there's nothing after this. You will be in price discovery mode. So very, very bullish. If you're looking for support levels, let's make sure I got these right. Let's get this on the hourly. So if you're looking for support, guys, I would be looking at about 296 to about 298. You could most likely reverse right back to the upside with your farther support down to about 294 and then your 290. Oh, I'm sorry, 292, not 290. So 292, 294. I need to pull this out here a little further. So you have 292, 294, your farthest support, and then your more closer support to price action is about 296 to 298. Emphasis obviously is all my charts are on the top and in the bottom, which I would like to see this resistance box, our bottom line here at 299 and 300. I'd like to see if we can flip that long. So, I'm sorry, if we can flip that as support. So let's see. I know a lot of crude oil, like a lot of I bet oil's going to have a nice jump since that drone attack in Saudi Arabia. Oil markets could possibly have a nice little run up. Now, here's something I want to bring up to your attention, guys. The safe haven assets have been kind of struggling. They've been parabolic, but lately they've been struggling. If we look at this on a fib note, right now we're trying to hold the 140 area on GLD. You have your 236 at 138. So this is going to be the first level of a, if we break 140, this is going to be the area that I'm eyeing, the 236, which is at about $138.50. If we break that, you can even see the lines right here of perfect support. If I get rid of this, it's at your 382, which is your more moderate retrace, which is at about 133. So I mean, if it really wants to get bad, which there's no really reason for it to unless the stock market goes parabolic, you can see all the beautiful touch points across the top here at your 0.5. Now remember, just like my fib video I showed you guys, when you're parabolic, like gold has been, you generally retrace 50% before moving back up. That would put you at 128. So not to pat myself on the back, I don't want to be like one of those guys, but come on. Everybody was bullish. Oh, gold. Oh, I think even Crypto Face was really bullish on gold. Now, I'm still bullish on gold long term, but I was like, man, why does everybody get overly bullish when these assets, I mean, it's gold. It's worth trillions of dollars. It's up 30% this year. It's too late to be overly bullish. It's too late. There's going to be a correction. And we talked about it. Right when it was butted up here, I was like, man, this is a beautiful short from about 148 to 150. What do you see here? We got so close, literally within about $1 from hitting this. And we fell roughly about almost, I mean, we're about $8, $9 down. If you use your price range tool, you're really looking at about, I mean, we really called about a 5% dump. Oh, that's nothing in crypto, but in an asset like this, it's a pretty good fall. So you have your 140 and then your 136, which if stuff gets really bad, I'll be looking for about 128 here. This is your 0.5 fib, with your first areas of resistance being at about 144, and then of course our 148, 150. So we're gonna look at silver, and I think we're gonna call it a night. So silver here is literally beautifully. Look at these bounces. Oh, Fibonacci retracement doesn't work. If someone tells you fibs don't work, they're probably not fit to be, teaching anything. Fibs, I'm telling you, are amazing. But you can see here the 382 at about $17.45. Look at that. Two beautiful touch points right off of it. And we're already up about 40 cents off of them. Beautiful. I love the Fibonacci retracement. It's a wonderful tool. If you haven't checked out the video, I highly recommend. What we basically teach is how to use your fib levels from the whole trend, like from your exact bottom to your exact top, or you can actually go to, if you're trying to find like really, really short-term trends, you can actually move them up, which I talk about in the video. If you're trying to find more, close-term, drops in price. So, but you can see here, beautiful touch off our 382, which we have support at about $17 and that 30-40 cent range, right at this green line. A beautiful bounce off of our 382. So if we're looking for an area of resistance, and look just so where it's going to be our 236 here. I think it's going to act because look at our resistance line. It's so perfect how these lined up, which is at about $18.30. But overall, I don't want to get too bullish on silver until we at least break. I mean, I really would like to see silver get over $20, but even if we do, silver could have a very nice push once we break above $22. You break $22, I'm fully expecting a $25 to $26, $27 test up in here. If we used our rectangle box, it would be from here. Yeah, 25. There you go. So we break above $22. I fully expect us to break above, or at least test the $25 to $27 range. You're looking for support, once again, your 382 at 1740, 1735, that area. If we break through this support line, where are we going to be looking next? Silver's been parabolic. Not to pitch my video, check out the Fibonacci retracement. If you don't already know it, I have a video talking about how to do it. I'll be looking at the 0.5 fib at about $16.75 right here. You can see the touch points pretty much right on it here. So 1675 and then 1745 is your next support, with your first area of resistance here at your 382 at about $18.30, and then about $18.50 here. And I can already tell you, just because it's a psychological number, I mean, yeah, you would like to break the high we made here at about $19.70, but $20 is going to be a very psychological number to silver, so you can pretty much bet that's going to happen. And looks like silver's up almost about 3% today. So, well, that just about does it, guys. We're going to be getting up early. I think we're going to have some pretty nice volatility coming in this week. So, we're going to be up early in the morning to catch that. My melatonin's already kicking in, so I'm going to go and brush my teeth and get ready for bed. So I hope you, enjoyed this video. If you guys would like any other crypto or stock, any type of assets added to the list, just let me know. I'd be more than happy. We're going to do 2 videos a day and 1 static video a day. And let us know in the Discord if you would like any kind of like educational videos you would like me to release. Um, and if you are one of the King's Knights, I highly recommend, even if you're not, to check out the website in the description below. We offer a ton of services, and you get the V1 3-hour and 5-minute indicator. That is an amazing scalp indicator. So check that out on our website. It's like https kingofbybit.com. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you for being here and supporting the channel. I'll be on the Discord for a little bit, but I will see you guys first thing in the morning. My goal is to start before 7 or 8 in the morning, preferably earlier. It really just depends. I have my alarm set for 5 in the morning, so if we're above 10,004, we're gonna hop on super early. But if for some reason we're at this exact same number, I'll be live about 8 in the morning. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you in the Discord. Have a good night.